Hey everyone, this last Sunday we wrapped up our 5-part series on how Jesus made it personal, specifically looking at the story of Jesus and Zacchaeus from Luke chapter 19. So far we've talked about how Jesus knows our name, he knows what matters to us, he knows our story, and he loves us no matter what. And this week we talked about one more way in which Jesus makes it personal. But before we jump into that, I want to tell you about a friend of mine that I had from kindergarten pretty much all the way through high school. He was a guy that I rode bikes with because our houses were not too far away from each other, and we went to school together, and it was great. When we got into middle school, he kind of got made fun of quite a bit. And then he moved away for a couple of years. But then when we got into high school, he moved back. And he went from being made fun of all the time in middle school to all of a sudden when he came back, he was like the popular kid in our school. A lot of us were wondering, what in the world happened to him? Why is he so different? The thing is that we realize people change. You know that. People change. Maybe somebody that you've known has made that journey, or maybe you've made that journey yourself and you have seen people, acting a different way than they ever did before. Maybe they really liked, rap at one point, but all of a sudden you find them really loving country music. And you're like, what in the world? Or maybe they're this jerk one year and all of a sudden they're a really nice person, or vice versa. You get what I'm talking about. We know that people change. Until those times we doubt that people can change. Maybe it's your coach or your parent or your sibling. And you're like, they're never going to change. They're always going to be this way. But you know what? We also think that about ourselves sometimes. We think we're stuck and that we're never going to change either. But here's the deal. Jesus knows we can change and he wants to help us change for the better. We see that other people in Luke chapter 19 were upset when Jesus wanted to go over and hang out with this tax collector, this person that had a bad reputation and had done bad things. All the people saw this and began to mutter, "He's gone to be the guest of a sinner," they said in Luke chapter 19, verse 7. They were upset that Jesus was going to go hang out with this person. But you know what? Jesus saw his potential. And here's what happened in the next verse. But Zacchaeus stood up and said, "Look, Lord, here and now I give half my possessions to the poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount." Zacchaeus absolutely changed his life around when he encountered Jesus. And this is what Jesus' response to this. Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because this man too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost." Jesus stepped into his life and it was radically changed. Why? Because Jesus looked past all the stuff in Zacchaeus' life, all the things that all the other people got hung up on. Jesus looked past that and he saw Zacchaeus' potential. And you know what? He sees your potential too. He looks past all the stuff, all the things that you feel like you're stuck in, that you're never going to be able to change. And he looks past that and he sees your potential. And he wants to help you change that. Because honestly, true and radical change cannot happen in our life without Jesus. Jesus wants to help you change too, for the better, because he's got amazing plans for you. He sees your potential. And if you'd like to respond to that, if you'd like to respond to any of these things, the ways that Jesus makes it personal for us, make sure that you do contact us. We'd love to talk to you about what it looks like to live in response to Jesus. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this entire series. And please be sure to reach out if you have any questions or would like to get connected with LifeBridge Student Ministries.